If you like this video and want to see more, be sure to click on the subscribe button, then click on the settings button, check it off, and then click on save. Thank you.
As you may know, alright, this is a 2001 Ford Escape 2.0 liter engine. It's got a 5-speed manual. One of the things that the car had as an issue, there was a lot of play here in this here gear shift lever. I mean, this thing probably had this much play in the neutral, and even if you put it in a gear, any gear, there was probably about this much play. So when I was driving it, checking it out, you know, I saw all this play in here. Now I've already fixed the car and it didn't film it, but I'll just show you what's going on here. This way, if you got a Ford Escape or Mazda Tribute or maybe a, I don't know, maybe a Focus or something like that, they're probably all the same, even for automatic transmissions. But this being a particular manual transmission, I'm going to just show you what's involved in here. It's real simple, pretty easy job. Okay, let me just show you what's going on here. Okay, the reason we didn't film it is because Soraya decided she wanted to make a trip.
I went to Raleigh, I went to Myrtle Beach. Sorry guys.
So anyway, I had to get the car fixed, but I'm going to go ahead and show you what's involved. And it's real simple. Alright, you notice right here, here's the gear shift lever. Had a lot of play in there. Alright, you notice that there's a bushing here, there's a bushing here, and then there's this metal tube that will slide down inside the bushings. Okay, now I'm going to show you the bushings, those particular bushings. There they are right there. Okay, it's a hard plastic, right? I mean, it's not hard, I mean you can squeeze them. Well, that metal tube right here is going to slide down inside the bushings here. And then this here is going to slide inside this here housing that's on the gear shift lever. Now this here linkage right here will couple up and go around the outside of the bushings and the metal tubing. And then you'll have this bolt and a nut that will go through that. Now up here on this end, you're going to have this end is going to connect to the transmission linkage. And there's two bushings up at that end. Here, one up on the top side, and then one down on the lower side. And that's going to be this right here. That's what that bushing will look like. Now that one is rubber, and it's pretty spongy. Now it turned out the biggest issue on this was that this lower bushing was totally gone, missing. So I knew right then somebody had been in there and took this thing out, and for whatever reason, and then they bushing dropped and they forgot about it or whatever. So anyway, I have these two new bushings in, and I also have two new bushings in for this right here. So let me take you under the car so you can see what all of this here will look like. So I'm going to show you this part here up under the gear shift linkage, and then I'm going to show you this part up here with these here two bushings, which are right here. Alright, we're underneath the vehicle. I'm directly underneath the gear shift lever. There's the gear shift lever right there. Here is that housing that's connected to a linkage. Now this linkage is going all the way down there to the transmission. We'll take a look at that later. Now you can see there's those two green bushings right here. And then there's a metal tube that slides down inside of the bushings. Now when you put your bushings in there, of course you can clean it up. If there's any kind of rust inside, you can clean that up. Put your two bushings in there, and then push your metal tube. You may find that it's a little hard to push that metal tube down inside the bushing. So what I did is I took a C-clamp, I clamped around it, and then I had the tube, and then I just pushed the tube right on down inside. Then come back with your linkage and you put that back over here. Now of course you have to take the bolt, you know, out and nut. Now when you get through, this will be torqued down to 15 foot-pounds. Okay, and then I did put a little bit of silicone paste on the bolt, and then that went down inside the tube. Okay, so now let's go to the transmission end. Alright, this is the other end of the linkage right here. Now this is where the rubber bushings will go. Down here you would take the nut off, you would slide the bolt out from the top, and then you will pull the linkage right on off. Now there is no metal tube inside of this one. There's one bushing that will fit in the housing here. There's another bushing that will fit up there. Now here's the bushing. That one will go on the bottom, will go like this. The one up on the top side, you'd flip it over and it will go like that. Again, I put a little bit of silicone paste on the bolt. I slid it down. Nut is torqued to 15 foot-pounds. Okay? And just out of curiosity, or just to make this complete, this here stabilizer bar goes up here to a stud that's on the transaxle here. That also goes back to the gear shift lever. So if for whatever reason you want to take that off, this will be torqued to 30 foot-pounds. Alright, now once you get your bushings all replaced, you'll see that everything is pretty, you know, you don't have a lot of slop. With any gear this thing is in, I bet this thing had that much slop in this thing. So that looks good. Third, fourth, fifth, and reverse. So it all looks good. And even got the spring action here. I didn't have that either. I mean, this thing was all over the place. So there you go, guys. There's a tip for you. Replace your bushings if you got a wobbly gear shift lever, and hopefully that'll take care of you. We'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and thanks for watching.